establish the identity. Ratio of this equals cosine 2 theta. Okay, since we have a fraction in the left hand side, let's start with the left hand side. So here left hand side is this fraction, which is cotangent tangent cotangent tangent, and we have to get cosine 2 theta. Cosine 2 theta, and we know the formula. It will be given cosine of 2 theta has three different formulas. So that's cosine square minus sine square, 2 cosine square minus 1, or 1 minus 2 sine square. So to get cosine 2 theta on the right hand side, we have to get one of these three. That means we can always, now we can convert this into cosine and sine, because that's possible. Cotangent is cosine over sine, tangent is sine over cosine. So let's start with the left hand side and use those formulas, and hope we'll get one of these three, and that's cosine of 2 theta. So on the top, cotangent is ratio of cosine over sine, tangent is sine over cosine, same thing on the bottom, plus in the middle, that's cosine over sine, this is sine over cosine. Now we want to combine these two fractions on the top, and same thing here. For we have to make common denominator. So cosine, here is sine, here is cosine, so we multiply first fraction by cosine, cosine theta over cosine theta. We multiply second fraction by sine, so sine theta over sine theta. Pretty much same thing on the bottom, cosine over cosine, sine over sine. Okay, so we have a big fraction here. On the top, cosine times sine, cosine times sine, that's the common denominator, cosine times sine. Then cosine times cosine, cosine square theta minus sine times sine, sine square theta. Same thing on the bottom, cosine sine, cosine sine, cosine sine, cosine cosine, cosine square theta plus sine times sine, sine square theta. Now let's look at, so we got a complex fraction. When we simplify, we keep the top fraction, change this division into multiplication and flip, keep, change and flip the bottom. And when we do that, when we flip, this goes on the top. So basically cosine times sine cancel. Okay, then we have cosine square minus sine square. That's exactly cosine 2 theta. So this is, by the way, cosine 2 theta, and cosine square plus sine square, that's the most popular formula, that's equal to 1. Cosine square plus sine square is 1, so we have got now cosine 2 theta over 1, which is just cosine 2 theta. That's the right hand side. Okay, and we are good.